Hi everybody, hello, welcome to the stream, thanks for coming. Hopefully all of this is coming through okay. We're gonna be going over from a certain point of view today. I'm really looking forward to it. The EP is doing numbers. I am so thankful for all the streams that you all are putting into it. Hope you're enjoying it. I have listened to it nonstop for 2.5 years. I'm tired of listening to it, but I gotta listen to it a few more times. We gotta go over through all the project files today. So with that said, let's get right into this. Here's everything. This is the Big Daddy project file. The entire EP, it's mixed and mastered all here. Everything is mixed and mastered in the same project. Was that the smartest idea? I don't know. It's what I did. It made it very easy to align all the transitions, all of that. So we're going to start off with Break. Originally named Papa. Yes, HLR. So they did start off separate. The songs themselves were made in separate project files, and then I rendered out stems and then loaded them all into a giant mix master project file. Also, hello. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Well, let's get into Break first. Also, if you see, they all have different names: Papa, Kilo, Quebec, November, Sierra, Romeo. Those were all the code words before I came up with the actual names for the projects. Yeah, it's just the military alphabet. It was a lot easier than like demo random number. It helped me keep track of it. So this is Break. Hopefully this is coming through loud enough. Let me know. I haven't had a solid chance to check levels. This is not coming through on there. 2 seconds. Why not? Let's try now. There we go. Now you can hear it. This is what Break sounds like. So yeah, there's honestly not too much going on in Break. It's a really simple leads melody. Super distorted, just really heavy. The pads are really just vocal stutters. And I'll get into that when we dive into the actual project file, but oh, I love how fuzzy they are. The main bass is just a Reese, sidechained. Top is a little fuzzier. A little wider. We swapped out the kick. Originally it sounded like super thumpy. Like boom. Then switched it to more of a dubstep style kick. Some claps. Some hats, some percussion. Some crash cymbals, some more percussion. Just to add in a little bit of flair. Some downlifters. There's nothing too much going on with this one, but we'll dive in a bit deeper here. Also, as I go through this, if y'all have any questions, please let me know. I'll answer them. Maybe not 100% truthfully, but I will answer them. Man, I am sleepy today. Spinning wheel of death. There we go. Also, I have not opened these original project files in forever. So if there's random sounds missing, that just is what it is. Just is what it is. Hi, Snipers. How you doing? Good to have you here. So this originally started, Arlo, Nick, who you'll see on the credits, sent me over this little demo with this piano on it. Really, really pretty sample that he found. Vocal sample. Here, let me turn all this up just a little bit. Just to make it nice and loud for y'all. There we go. It was that. It was that thumpy kick and this bass line. And from there, we just made it explode. Now, the fun thing is, in these individual project sessions, to be completely honest with you, the songs do not sound good. They're not mixed. It's more of just me throwing stuff at the wall, getting sounds in there that I like, and then fixing everything else later in the mixing and mastering project. That's literally, we'll fix it in post, was the story of this EP. So, for example, you just heard what break actually sounds like. Here's what it sounds like in the project file. Totally different. But everything's here, so I can run through it with you. There's like little hums. So much of this EP was just samples that I found that I wanted to collect and find different ways to showcase and show off. Like this is the main lead. It's just a serum patch, gated, some compression, got isotope trash on there. Give us some nice distortion, some overdrive, and some EQ. This radiator helps bring up that high end. Oh, hey, Ange, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Here for a little while. I hope you get to see the stars tonight. And then this magma little tube also really helps spice up that top end. And then we also have a little bit of a backing lead, just to give it a little bit more texture. But this is where the pads are, those vocal pads. It's like 3 of them stacked, or 2 of them stacked together with some white noise in there. Pitched differently with some auto pan. I love that it gives it that stutteriness. From there, the bass sound, again, just another serum patch. This one, I guess, is called Line of Sight. Though I don't remember where I found it. It's been a while, but really wide bass. We threw on some auto pan just as we go through, just to make it stutter a little bit, have the track breathe. Sausage fattener, of course. Of course you have to have it in there. Make it shake. And then the top bass, just to fill out those mid-high frequencies. Another bass that I found, like without all the EQ, it's a bit thicker. Add on some reverb on there just to give it some width. And same auto pan that's on the subbier region. Makes it nice and wide. From there, now here's the thing. These projects, as we go through them, you'll see that some have a lot more percussion in them than others, because I was learning how to build drums at the time. So this project, one of the first ones, does not have that much in it. Recreate the entire EP in a 10-minute speed run. I don't even think I could do it if I had unlimited time. I don't think I could. Like, it's all just little layers. So all stacked together, you get a nice clap. I like having every like 2 and 4 be slightly different, so you get this individual clap on some of them. Just every little thing you can do to make it a little bit different as you go on, so it's not so repetitive, I really like. Hats are pretty basic. It's just that repetitive pattern. With that layered on top. Percussion, we had a bit more fun with it. Fun fact, this is the exact same percussion that's in Let Go. Just grabbed it from there, dropped it in here, slightly rearranged it, EQ'd it differently, mixed it a little differently, but I wanted this whole project to be super cohesive, so you're going to see a lot of the same sound show up through it. Just to give it that top end, we have a nice little down lifter, some sweeps. Let everyone know that we're coming in with a punch. Some effects risers, all in context. I'm pretty sure there's a glass sample break in here. Where is it? No. Yeah, there they are. That's what gave it the name break, were these little glass shatter samples. It's like it's too perfect not to do. You don't hear the risers? Come on, Ange. You don't hear anything. Why is it not coming through? Is it coming through now? Dude, I think the same thing that's happening when we played games like a couple months ago is loopback just randomly stops. I don't know why. If it does, let me know. Now you hear the glass shatters. Now you can hear the riser. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Are the FLAC files available on monstercat Gold? I would presume so. I don't know for sure, but I would presume so. I sent over wave files, like 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. And I think they might have adjusted to like create MP3s, FLAC files, AIFF files, whatever, but I don't know. Yeah, Nick. This is our little baby. Here, I'm gonna drag this up just so I can make sure that I see when it stops. There we go. Remember how bad it sounded? Remember how bad it sounded. And then from there, we get into the really stuttery... Where is it? The electro house sample. Yeah, this part. Oh, so fun. So I'm going to see if I can find this original sample. ABTC3. The 140 synth stack, yeah. So originally, it sounded like this. Very fun, but I'm not just gonna drop in a sample. You gotta play with it. So, I loaded it into a sampler, sliced it up, dropped it onto my launch pad, and just started messing around with it. And eventually, we got this little melody. Threw on some compression, some EQ, some sausage fattener, of course. Made it sound nice and thick. And then just sidechained it off the kick. And then obviously you can see in the EQ range here, it really dips off after like 5K. And I even gave it a little lift, but it wasn't enough. So then we added in these little screaming synths. I gave it some guitar treatment with a pedal, some amps. Yeah, oh, it's so fun. And then all together... just makes it nice and carry on. Let's see what else. And then the ARP starts to come in. This is what really carries drop 2. Very quiet to begin with. Brought in like an EQ like this and started to bring it out. I split it into 2 different EQs just to make it easier to see for me, but it starts at like 3K and then opens up. Goes nutty. Patrick, how long did it take you to make this song? That's a great question that I honestly don't know. Nick sent over the demo. I sent back over another demo, I think the next day. And it was like a half song at that point. And then I think it just sat there for a little bit. And then I worked on it some more. I made drop 2. And then I didn't work on it for a while. And then I made the little middle part. And then I didn't work on it for a while. And then eventually I was like, all right, well, we can all package this into an EP. And then I worked on it more. And then I didn't for a while. So it was very on and off. but I could not give you actual time of how long this project file went for. And past that, that's pretty much everything in Break. There's not too much. It's mainly just melodies through this song. Like little fun. Oh, that's right, my favorite part. Hold on. Where is it? The fills. I had to put in a Prida snare. Oh, so good. There's random little samples in here that I just put in just for me. Just for me, that bit. And then the real hook in my mind was this like lighter sound effect with the exhale, but just super quick. Yeah, here it is. There we go. Ooh. Amazing. Just the idea of like someone like immediately getting the voicemail and just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna light up a ciggy real quick. It's not good, but hey, it worked for the song. And then Angelo really wanted me to do a nice fill in drop 2. I think it's right here. Oh, wait, is it not even in this project file? It might not be. Hold on. Oh, I just had everything turned off, that's why. Yes, there it is. Oh, this part. Because up until that point, we didn't use this electro sample at all. And Angelo was like, you have to put it back in. You have to. So we made that little fill. A little stutter. Ooh. Oh, I love it so much. It is now my favorite part of the song. And I wouldn't have done it otherwise. Okay, on to Let Go. That's enough from that one. Don't save it. We don't save anything here. We don't. Plain and simple. So Let Go, on this one, it was Angelo. Obviously, Angelo worked on every single song. And then it was Feathervane and Orionic. And they came over at a very early process in that track and helped me really build out some pianos, some synths, and really the drums in this track. So huge shout out to them. You would not hear this track without them. Before it was much emptier in the percussion region, and I learned a lot that day. Oh, and they had some string patches. Let's see if I can find those real quick. Yeah, it's literally just named Josh House Viola, Josh House Cello. Naming conventions go out the window. We don't care. So yeah, let's see how this one sounds at the moment. Oh, it's so different. So different. The beauty of mixing and mastering is this turns into the final product. Oh, I just hate it. I hate working on it so much. Okay, so we're gonna go at the beginning. Lots of strings. I like naming them real boys, even though they're a little fake. Just nice and open. Give that warmth. I think this was one of the first serum patches I ever made. I didn't even save it. But nothing too crazy here. Just 2 oscillators, a little bit of an LFO action, and then goes from there. The big part here is the bass in drop 1. So originally this had a very similar bass to drop 2. It was like the same through the entire song. And then I was at a friend's grandparents' lake house, and I had spent the entire day just playing nothing but house music just out on their little gazebo area. And then when I woke up the next morning, I went down and hung out and just on the water, and I was like, wait, no, I want a more stuttery bass for this song. So I wrote this part of it. And then we still have the little respace fills in there. That's not much. Oh, Thickify, such a funny plugin. Make this man thick. No, I did not play the strings. How did I get the bass so punchy without clipping? That's a great question. Let's see. What's on this? Little compressor right here. Mastering catch peaks. The Ableton built-in, like, just presets. Incredible. There's also sausage fattener, so that is a limiter just immediately on it. And then a little bit more in the mastering phase that I'll go over later. But yeah, it's just some auto pan. Like, this is what the bass sounds like without all of the things I put on it. Sounds a bit more hollow. So the distortion really gives it that oomph. What snacks should you get to watch the stars? Get some Munchos. Highly recommend. This synth was the one that started. It's identical to the one that I showed earlier, but just with a lot more processing on it. So like some OTT, some saturation, enhancing the high ends, some more compression. Basically anything I could do to make it thicker. It also has a guitar amp on here. Love this sound. So it's like a mix between a synth and a guitar, and it comes in the second part of drop 1. Love it. And then, remember how I said I was stealing sounds from all these different project files? The lead in Let Go is the identical lead to Break, but just different. It's higher pitched, a little bit more reverb, a little bit more airiness, but it's identical. Also with that, then we have Feathervane's wonderful piano work here. Really gives it that lift that it needed. And then another layer of keys. And then Feathervane and Orionics, incredible drum work. Let's see if I can even pull everything up here. They just went nutty on the percussion. I didn't realize how much went into it until I saw them working on this project file. I was like, oh, I have so much to learn. But there's little rim hits. Actually, I'll just go through and add one element at a time. I think that's the best way to showcase this. So we have the kick. We have a snare. Well, kind of a snare. This one I wanted a little bit more melodic. Claps. More claps. Rim hits. More rims. More rims. Hi-hats. Shakers. A little bit of percussion. Oh, it just sounds so much more full. I think originally I had this, and the hi-hats. And then they turned it into this. Oh, it's so much better. It's so much better. And then as we get out of drop 1, we get this nice fuzzy respace. Shout out Fairlane. I think this is from his pack. Yeah, it is. Lots of saturation, distortion. It's wonderful. And then, yeah, so we continue on the pianos. Continue on the lead. I like to split it out as I progress through a song. So like this lead up here in drop 1 is the same as this lead down here in the second part. It's just slightly different, slight variations in the processing, and in the volume, and I just like to split it out so I don't have to worry about messing up one or the other. Then as we get into the build-up for drop 2, we got more strings. I don't think that's going to load. No, I don't know where that sound went, but it's in the export, I promise. But a nice stack of strings. Got the guitar. This was probably like this guitar is probably the one carryover from the Paradise Crashing days. You might have heard it in the stream opening, but like same idea. We have a little Nokia ringtone ARP. Gives it that spacey feel. And then the Odessa vibes with the hums. Love it. Oh, did it cut out again? Here. You want the did it cut out Nokia? On the guitar. All right, yeah, here's the guitar. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I can't explain it. So there's the guitar. Very simple processing. Just some delay, a gate just to cut out, and that's about it. Breath sound. You'll hear that a few times through the EP. Guitar sounds like it's from another song. That's because like the idea of the guitar, same notes, same follow through. I did record it for this, but it's all throughout Paradise Crashing. That EP from like 2019, I think. Ice Snipers, thanks so much for the bits. I appreciate it. More hums. Just that really... I didn't realize that I was going for the Odessa feel, but when I put it all together and I sent it to Patrick, he was like, you just made an Odessa song. And I went, wait, you're right. Thanks so much. And then first part of drop 2 is very hum heavy, as you'll hear it here. And then this, oh, I loved this ARP. It's like a little in the background, but still present that you can hear it. Just goes insane. If I ever do like a VIP or remix or anything of the EP tracks, I'm definitely gonna use this again. Patrick's not here. He's thousands of miles away. I can't give you Patrick Ham. Let's see. Same lead. Oh yeah, I gave it. Oh, I love that. Love it so much. Yeah, Booty AF. I don't know where I found this sample, but or the patch. Oh, here's Patrick. Hold on. Let me do this. All right, you're on stream.
We're on
Josh,
stream.
We're extremely concerned about your hydration.
Okay.
Are you keeping hydrated?
Not in the slightest.
You need to stay
hydrated. I think you need to stay hydrated.
You need to stay hydrated, Josh.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in to make sure we fulfilled that Patrick camera. Those were well spent space bucks.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Does the Low Pet Frog, is this okay? Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. It's fulfilled.
Can they see me? Can they see my face?
Yes. Yeah. I'm showing you to stream.
This is Patrick Cam.
Patrick Cam.
Okay, we're gonna walk into this creepy.
We're walking into the darkness.
Okay. Good luck.
I'll be back in chat.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Okay, that was Patrick and Parker. They're doing well. Yes, this is stock Serum. The entire EP was created before Serum 2 came out. So I didn't know Serum 2 was coming. Didn't know it was coming. So yeah, all those leads stacked together sound a little something like this. I like that growl lead just because it gives it a little bit more fluff. Pads, more stacks. A little bit of a Sylenth patch. I think this is one of the few times I use Sylenth in this project. But I always like to do a little something where drop 1 is either a little bit more tame or a little bit more different than drop 2, and drop 2 is not heavier, so to speak, but more impactful. And that's what I was trying to go for with these additional sounds. Like, it has more saws in this one. Like, if you listen to the pads alone, as well as the vocal pads. Yeah, here we go. This is drop 1. Much more open, much more airy. Drop 2. More girth. And just thicker overall. More impact. From there, same bass as the second part of drop 1 with that Reese. And then we started adding in some glitches. Just randomly coming in and out. Nice and easy. Drums are, I think, a direct copy and paste, minus a few things here and there from drop 1. But that's Let Go. Pretty straightforward again, more focused on the melodics. Oh, we have these little ha-has that I put in the drops. Just more space. Just fills more space. Lots of reverb. The original sample for Let Go. Oh, it's like 4 different layers in here. Yo, iSnipers, thanks so much for the subscription. I appreciate it.
Let go.
Let's see. Every individual one is a little different.
Let go.
That one's that. This is probably going to be lower. Yeah. Let go. This one's on your right. And this one's on your left. And if I remember, there might be a slight delay. Yeah, I gave it a little bit more delay just to give it some more width. So all together, it fills out that width spectrum a little bit more. Oh, thanks for the... It cut out again. We should be back.
Let go.
Yeah, okay. So here's...
Let go. Let go.
That's the low end. This is the right.
Let go. Let go.
Left. And again, nothing really different in any of these other than the pitch in the second one. It's just panning and delay. And the original sample for this was, I think it says Let's Go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
But I wanted it to say Let Go, so I just cut it.
Let go.
Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know?
Let go.
And then to also give it that electro feel, I gave these little chip samples. Love it. So fun. So fun. And then same as break, some downlifters, some risers. Loopback remains undefeated. I never have issues with it until I start streaming. And then its interaction with Streamlabs, for whatever reason, just does not work. It's more like little chime flutters, bass drops, crackles. This Mern FX vinyl crackle is my go-to. I think I put it in everything. I even put it in mixes just because I want to. I love it so much. But if there's not any more questions on Let Go, we're going to get into Moonlight. Oh, the vocal pad, yeah. Let's see. Very similar to Break. Almost identical, I think. A little Alter Boy on it just to give it some distortion. I think when I rendered that, I found like a vocal sample. I threw on a lot of reverb and I just froze it and recorded it and then chopped it up as I went on, if I remember correctly. But that's neither here nor now. Don't save. Don't save. Gotta put on some chapstick while I get the spinning wheel of death. There's so much for these projects to load. I think I went through a computer switch for this, so like some sounds just got lost along the way, samples got lost, plugins either updated or switched from VS2 to VST3s, and oh, it's been a process. All I'm trying to say here is when you make a song, just finish it. Just finish it, and that way you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. I won't listen to my own advice, but I recommend that you do that. Okay, so here is Moonlight, otherwise known in my mind as Quebec. Let's see how this sounds. Probably not very good. Oh, it's so different. Ooh. Oh, that doesn't make me feel good, but I'm happy where we came from. Okay, so we're gonna start off with this little vocal sample. A lot of distortion. Again, little radiator. You're gonna see this come up in most of these project files. A little alter boy just to give it some formant shifts, some pitch and some drive, and some Valhalla room. It's my go-to reverb. Pick whatever you want, just use one. And also a little bit of compression if it loads. Yeah, there we go. The original sample is much slower, much different key, sounds like this. And then we took it and ruined it into this. Did it go out? Did it go out? It's back. I think it's back. There it goes. And then, so that's the intro. This little, where's the pad? Yeah, wavy pad. Okay. So this is where Angela was like, all right, you need to start making some more sound design. And I was like, okay. I don't know if any of you have listened to the Chainsmokers song Channel 1. But probably one of my all-time favorite songs. I can't explain it. It's just really good. And so I wanted to make a pad very similar to that. And in doing so, I made this. And it became the basis for Moonlight. So with that, then I found a little vocal sample to build on, and well, you already heard it, but together it's like this. Oh, before we get into that, the transition out of Let Go into Moonlight, I just carried the bass sample from Let Go. It's this, and I just stuttered it. Rose it up with a pitch bend, thickified it. That man beefy, he's beefier than I am. And that was all the transition for that one. Some of them are more drawn out melodic. This one was more of, all right, I need to get from 124 to 150. Let's go into it. Then we have the top of the wave, just to give it some more higher end side, make it follow a little bit of a note. And then to give it some texture, I have this little melody loop flute thing. Sounds like it's a really pretty sample just on its own. And every time I go to show the sample, it stops. Now it's just doing me dirty nonstop. But altogether, I added on some reverb just to give it some more air and some auto filter just to stutter it with the wavy pad so it matches up. And with it, it all sounds like this. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. And then as we get into the drums, let's see if I can find them. Yeah, here we go. Sounds like a little drum box. Nothing too crazy. Just some perk hits, hi-hats, a clap, and a kick. And then the bass it's just a sub bass. Sub sine bass, operator in Ableton. Yummy. But it works for what I needed it to. From there, we get into the quote-unquote build-up. If anything, it's more of a taper off that then hits you. We have this little vinyl guitar. Some distorted piano on top. Not a synth. It's just a piano that I cranked the shit out of with a distortion pedal. And just made the vocals just tail off. And then this is where we start to get a callback to the very beginning of the EP with that little hey sample. So you get the cell phone sound, and then where's hey? I know it's here somewhere. There. Yummy. From there, really stuttery with the vocal that we had before. So layer that with the distorted piano. With the lead. Not really a lead, but it's what I called it. And our same wavy pads as I've used earlier, but now with a lot more distortion. I think it's running through the guitar amp. Just gritty. Same thing there, and then the sub, but now with a top bass on it. Same top bass from Break. Again, this whole EP is just all the same sounds repeated over and over and over again. From there, I got a little trickier with the drums. We actually have like cymbals, crashes, hi-hats, perk loops. We're getting better. This percussion, this one, yeah, I just put on a resonator on it. Yummy. Just gives a little bit more flavor. Hey, Pineapple Brad, I appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoy. And then little fills are just these white noise samples. I just wanted to sound like the call was breaking up. That's how I did it. It's more prominent in the final mix master, not here, but that's just how it goes. Those little tails, that is in every single song. Every single song. So I'm pointing this out. You'll recognize that from the beginning of Can't Sleep. So basically what happened there is I made the beginning of Can't Sleep, was like, okay, cool, now I need to find a place to use this sample elsewhere in the project. So I put it in the drop, the second part of drop 1 in Moonlight. There's tons of little Easter eggs like that all the way through. Nice little Umru melody sample. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on Twitch. I'm gonna stop talking for a second. I heard that little bum 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 bum, and sorry, I can't actually sing on pitch, but we then used that to make little melodies. Where are they? They're somewhere in here. But yeah, we like grabbed samples, used them as melodies and stuff like that. Little bells just on the top end. You'll see this is named Randy. We grabbed this part originally from a Randy Feltface comedy special, but then got Baldy to record it because copyright and all that. So
The truth is,
shout out Baldy for recording this literally like the night I needed him to, and then we sent it back over to John. And he's like, "Yep, this is good. Move on."
the truth is, I'm not
Oh, we lost it again. 2 seconds. There we go. We're back.
a bunch of flaws, and if I'm being honest, I doubt I leave much of an impression on people. But if I can tell a great story, then maybe people will remember that instead. Stuff,
Beautiful.
you know?
And then I know at some point I've gone over my best of album intros, and I've pointed out specifically these war drums, and I couldn't at the time speak of it, but yeah, here they are in Moonlight. They always make an appearance. Wait, you saw Pitch Map somewhere. Oh yeah, okay, we'll get to that. It's not actually Pitch Map. I just named it that because I don't own Pitch Map, but it's what it's doing. So yeah, really big saw chords. I'm pretty sure this is just a Virtual Riot patch. Yeah. Yummy. Yummy. Same lead. With some horns on top. Obviously they're distorted. Everything in this is distorted. And a really pretty piano. Even higher. And then we get into the drop. So originally this drop was just the really pretty melody all the way through, but with the same idea as the first part of drop 2. And then Angelo said, wait, no, you have to make it nutty. So that's when we got all the stutters in here. Like a little Xylent sample. Let's see, this guy. And then the pitch map that you were just talking about. It's just a vocoder coming in from my saw, but originally sounded like that. With the vocoder, so much better. Very stuttery bass. Ooh. Just weird sounds. Some arbs just on the top end. Bells to give that melody. Just little things just to add some more spice. Drums, I'm pretty sure direct carryover with a lot less work on it in drop 2 because I had this little patch, or not patch, but like saved. It's just a drum loop. Rides, closed hats, nothing special. Doesn't need anything on it. Oh, you like the bells? I can go into that a little bit more. Yeah, the bells. Okay, so it's just a Bell's Tinkle toy from Ableton, and then I put on little radiator, spicy. It always shows up. A little bit of saturation, like 50%, and then just some EQ, and it really just punched through. Love it. But that is... Oh, no, before I get out of here. So then I wanted to get into Waning. This EP sponsored by Sound Toys. Honestly. I'm pretty sure Oh my god, the voice crack. I'm pretty sure Little Radiator was sent to me free for whatever reason. Just because I had a couple others. And I've been using it ever since. Okay, so as the first, what, eight bars coming out of drop 2 carries over the same chords and melody from Moonlight, but then it switches to the chords and melody from Waning, but with the same sounds. So the piano on top stays the same, but the wavy pads change up. And then you still get that little Virtual Riot vocal sample coming in to bring us into the transition. So now on to Waning. Otherwise known as November. Every time I think of the song names, I have to like translate it in my brain from the code names, because that's just how I've referred to them for so long. I'll never forget. Eventually it'll load though. I promise. I promise. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed the project file opens. It did like 30 minutes ago before stream. I know it did. I double checked. I planned. Perfect. Okay, we're in. We're in. Let's see, where are we? So this is Waning. Again, the project file does not sound good, but that's okay. Oh, something soloed. Ah, yes, here we go. Easy. So this vocal pad keeps showing up. I'm pretty sure this was the first project file that I used it in, and then brought it around to the others. From there, we have... Let's see, where the... Here. Just like... I don't really know how to describe this one, but I liked the way it sounded. I don't think I got it to fit in the mix as well as I would have liked to by the end, but I'm pleased with where we got to. The leads, lots of layers in this one, because it's that mixed with this guitar top. And I'll go over all of this. So first off is the guitar. Oh, there's so much distortion. So really distorted guitar. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh. So that's more of a wider, super distorted version. This one is more mono. More simple, gets that pluckier sound. Oh, for the whole track, I couldn't even tell you. There's 111 tracks in here, and that's just in Waning. And then the high. but it's going all around. And then we get into more of a mono drive synth. I don't know why I named it mono drive. It's not mono at all. It's like almost equally mono and width. So, you know, different times, I guess. Then we had the glitchy lead from earlier. An entirely different pitch again, but it shows up. More stuttery. And then these two just help support the pads and carry along the main rhythm that I wanted. A lot quieter. And then some lead fills. Pretty basic there. That sample is what started all of November. I keep saying that. All of Waning. You'll notice in a lot of these, there's like one sample that just shows up throughout the entire song. That's because that is the sample that I built the track around. Like I'll hear something, I'll be like, okay, I want to take that and then build a world around it. That's just my style of production. For this song, it was this sample. I love it. For the build up, some more guitars, some plucks from Fairlane. This little buzzing. Oh, we lost it again. 2 seconds. There we go, we're back. Darude Sandstorm. Then a lot more drum work on this one. Let's see, let me make everything open. There we go. The builds, snares, kicks, hats. I'm pretty sure the kick in this song samples somebody hitting a soccer ball, if I remember correctly, somewhere in here. Which track do you think has the best drums, or the drums you like the best? I would go Let Go or Can't Sleep, personally. Can't Sleep, because I remember I used a lot of samples in that one that just like paired really well together. Let Go, because I didn't do the drums. Where are my... Could have sworn it's somewhere in here. Maybe it's a different project that I'm thinking of. But yeah, at some point, I found somebody, like a sample of somebody kicking a soccer ball, and I buried that in with another kick. It was really fun. From there, just layered snares. Short, long, short, long. Really, and then this one gives it a bit more punch. Snare 3 gives it some fills. Got some more fills in there. Thank you, Travis Barker. And that fills out that spectrum. Let's see. The pads, I think we already went over those. What haven't I done on drop 1? Oh, computer's slowing down. Oh, the piano. Yeah, the piano keeps showing up. Pretty basic piano on this one. Drop, I think, is more on the high end. Yeah. Just something to support. From there, we get into... Oh, where is it? Where is it? I hear it. Sample makes an appearance again. And what is this one? Oh yeah, I just use that as like backup in the background. It's very quiet. Adds a little bit more though. So yeah, this will open Can't Sleep. We'll get to that. We get there when we get there. More strings again. It's not really all loading right, but there's some of them in here. more plucky. The buzzer comes back. And then the bass, I'm almost certain, is the same respace as before. Yep, sure is. Keep showing up. The bass on this one is a little different than what I've done before. So in the second part of each drop, we start to go up by thirds on this strum, on this pluck top. So I'll have you listen to the first part. And then we go up a third. I feel like it's a very subtle difference, but I really liked the way that that individual pluck sounded. It sounds like EDM bongos. So that's drop one. After I made the second drop of Moonlight, I had only gotten about halfway through Waning, and I was like, oh, well, I can just do it again. So that's why drop two sounds very similar to Moonlight, is because they were almost made in tandem. I just brought a lot of the similar sounds over, and knowing that they'd be in the middle of the EP, I was like, great, that's a nice little pairing, and then we can expand from there. Very just classic melodic bass. Nothing too crazy with it. All of the lead sounds are identical from the first drop. Piano's all the same. Where's that Where Are We Dreaming sample from? It is from Splice.
Are we dreaming?
Are we dreaming?
But I can show you specifically where. LZ_vocal. Yeah, so it's called LZ_vocal_whisper_dry_R_we_dreaming_01.wave. I think it's in a Slippy track. But I really liked the idea of it because this whole EP is like insomnia, heartbreak, all that. So it's in the second drop of Moonlight and this... No, it's in this song and then the second drop of Can't Sleep. Yeah, I know my own songs. Yeah. And then we get back into Can't Sleep at the end with that same vocal sample. Pads, same pads as before. Just those Virtual Riot ones. When they work, they work. Oh, good call, good call. A little more distorted in this one, I think. With an ARP. Bass stabs in this one aren't too crazy. They just sound like this. I wanted this one to be a little bit more drawn back, not super in-your-face dubstep growly, so that's why that's there. Even though I have that there as a little fill. Just some sweeps in the effects, some glitches. Just little stuff to fill the space. Oh, and then the crowd in the background cheering me on as I go. Listen to them. That's for me. Little clock ticks. Some more rain. You know how it goes. And that's Waning. Very similar to Break in the way that I produced this one, where it's much more melody focused. Some chords, some bass lines, and that's about it. Nothing too crazy. I just really like the way that it sounded. On to Can't Sleep. Arguably my favorite track on the EP that I almost did not create. And then Angela was like, we should keep working at it until we get it. And I said, okay. And he was right. He was right. Hopefully he's not here anymore. Hopefully, don't tell him. But yeah, now I think it's my favorite. It goes like 150 at the beginning, more of like a melodic Skrillex first drop, in my opinion, into like a drum steppy, old school second drop, and then Ramsey's B-ish third drop drum and bass. There's a lot in this one. I really enjoy it. Let's see. Ooh, spicy. Streak, I would indeed say that I was sleepless while making this. Yes, indeed. Okay, so the beginning of this, the main sound is this like old school saw patch that I got. And all I could think of when I heard it, I was like, ooh, that sounds so much like 2012 Cobra Starship, like Kesha. That's my vibe. And so I really wanted to play with that and see what I could do. And I'll probably be using this sound again in the future because it's old school, but it still works. There's little melodic fills in there. All comes together. Oh, is the original vocal that I had? Oh, yes. This is what I had originally. It just didn't do it for me, and it sat like that for so long, and then I finally found this Black Winter pack, and I loved it. Got some, like, hyper-pop-esque drums. Shout out to Umru. That little siren sound vocal sample comes back in, and this is the first time we play with it. So like you've heard it all the way through the EP up until this point, and now, especially in drop 2, it becomes a focus. We start to add in some melodies into it. Can anybody tell me what these vocals are from? I feel like I've heard them before. But no, it's just a sample pack, the Laney sample pack. I've used it all throughout this project, or through the EP, and, well, it fit here, so I continued to use it. Just some delay, some reverb on the vocals, and then also a vocoder. I like to separate them, just to make them easier, but all together. They sound so pretty, so angelic. Some very, very basic piano, just to fill up some space. The bass, you already know it. It's the respace from all the other projects. Hey Patrick, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. I think you hit that like right on the drop. Okay, so this is the original sample for the vocal stutters that are in the drop. Let me see if I can get this right. Don't loop it. Boom. Very pretty sample, but we had to make it our own. So chopped it up, distorted it, compressed it, put on some synth bite onto it, some flangers, just made it go wild. And then I used some AP music theory knowledge to counterpoint it with this like 80s synth. so that together it creates easy dub. From there, the drop is, you already know it, it's the Virtual Riot along with the wavy pad this time, just to give it some more mid-range. Bass is a little bit more gritty. This one, yeah, is a Virtual Riot buzz bass that I cut the sub off of, and then in the middle with a womp sound. I love the way that it's just like whoa. So yeah, that goes A-B basically through the entire drop. The drums in this one, some kicks, some snares, and then what really carries the percussion is this hyperpop loop from Umru. That pack made this song. I love it so much. The crowd cheering for me again. Yay. Some like stutters downwards. That's basically drop 1. Those same plucks, some fills from the beginning, and the vocals. And then we get into the outro from drop 1. Just carry on a little bit longer, and then we speed ramp it from 150 to 170. And I think this was the last part of the song that I worked on. Basically, it was split into 2 parts. I had all the sounds in here. I just could not, for the life of me, figure out this one 8-bar section to get from 150 to 170. Forever, it just had the... Where is it? Let me find it. It had this. It had this. And that's all that it was. And then I found these little like kalimba, just adding some texture. And then also this sample, which if I do this right, originally sounded like this. Oh. Wild. So what I did is I put this in. It looks like it's all playing at the same time, but joke's on... Oh, it's all playing at the same time. But it's not. So underneath here is this trigger. So if I come in here, I have a gate that's getting sidechained from the trigger. So anytime you see this little pink, this sound is now coming through. So it will now sound like this. Incredible. And so that is what really helps make the shift happen. Like, makes it like fluttery in the background.
Without you beside me.
All right, so main carry on drop 2 is this beautiful sound. Oh, I just love the way this sample sounds. So I destroyed it with distortion, redux, sausage fattener, chopped it up a little bit just to get it all to fit. It's just so good. Another layer of it. Another layer. Another layer. That same glitchy lead that you've heard the entire session. On top of that, we have these little guitar chords. And then finally, this like siren vocal sample that you've heard the whole time. Did Ableton convert that audio to MIDI or did you do it yourself? If I remember correctly, I did this one myself. I tried, as you'll see, it says that it's a freeze from it. It got maybe like 20% of the way. So I got the little bit that it got and then fixed the rest of it myself. And also changed up some notes here or there. So that little stutter now makes this like little slidey sound throughout the second drop. Just like pans left to right around you. And then goes high. Yummy. Are We Dreaming comes back.
Are we dreaming?
Great. Synergy. And then the pads in this one. Sounds like an elephant. And then that same bouncy bass from the first one shows up a little bit. But primarily, it's just that growly bass. Nothing too crazy there. And then drum-wise, we have just some more... Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Just lots of glitches. Really just fills out that space. I think this, if I remember correctly, is just one long sample. Yeah. Originally sounds like this. Very cool. So I just took that and chopped it up and got it to fit where I needed it to. Crowd's still cheering for me, don't worry. And then we get into the D&B drop. So that vocoder comes back on the vocals right here. Nice. And then... So same melody, but I just threw it on a different synth now. It's that same 80s style synth from another project. I think it was... Oh, I don't even remember now, but it's one of the earlier ones. Paired with the original sample, but with less distortion on it now. Wavy pad from Moonlight. Little sub. Little top bass. And then this is just a D&B loop that I replaced the drums with. Where the drums? Where's the kick? Oh, it's directly underneath it where it's named D&B kick. For the longest time, this was a house kick, and I thought John was going to throw a fit. And then I realized, oh, that's right, I never went back and fixed that over the years. So it sounds better in the actual session now. And then in that second part of the drop were the vocal chops. There we go. We have this little guy. I just wanted something to bring in the idea that we're getting to more like laid back D&B but vocal choppy, and so this did it for me. And then it goes into Romeo, or sorry, Slow Down. And that's how it fades off into the distance. with that same kalimba. So the same thing that helped us go from 150 to 170 is what also brings us into the last track.
Without you beside me.
And then we'll get into cancel or there's so many names. It's Slow Down. The last track of my own EP is Slow Down. I know this. I know this. I know this for a fact. And eventually it'll load. Eventually. Have to ask, will monstercat ever come back to streaming 24/7 on Twitch? I have no clue. I don't work there anymore. No idea. Okay, so this is nope, this is Slowed Down. It sounds so different. So this entire song started with this one sample from hold on, I know who it's from. Oh, wow. Now, demo tapes. There we go. I knew the name would come to me. Originally sounded like this. Oh, well, let me there. So pretty. And so that is that one. And basically, Angelo and I made this song in 2 days. This is the only song that did not take any time at all. It just happened. We were pleased with it. We moved on. So we pitch shifted it, gave it some saturation, some delay. Sounds really pretty. Gave it that airiness, like some thunder cracks, some rain, some snaps. Sounds like something's dripping in the bathroom. You never really know. And then I heard this sample. I don't know how I came across most of these, but seemed really happy and uplifting. So I was like, let's go for it. This entire vocal for this is just this little guy. It's really pretty. It loops perfectly. I didn't do much to it. I distorted it a little bit. I guess I did more to it than I thought, but here, let's see what it sounds like with everything turned off. Oh, that didn't turn everything off. That's what it sounded like originally. And then same melody, just to give it a little bit more, blend it between vocal chops and a synth that's like somewhere in between now. Wavy Pads makes a reappearance. Some pretty pianos. Some choir, but really stuttery. High end of the sample. The bass, you already know. Line of Sight. It's the same one from Let Go. Or Break. One of the two. Top bass, same thing. Drum loop is just that. Nothing crazy. This is the one with the least amount of drum work, which is probably why it's one of my favorites. So yeah, first drop, very basic. Just happy and uplifting. B section, we start to switch up the drums a little bit. You'll start to see I chopped it up a lot more. Just to give it a little bit more variety. And then in the fade out section, we have another thunder crash. we have, where is it? Ah, yes, these little bells. So the bells from Moonlight make a reappearance here, but a lot different this time. Not so distorted. Gives it that Doomu feel to me. And then the vocal, just from another sample pack. I had to chop it up a lot to get it to work. Let me see if I can drag this out so you can hear what it sounded like originally. Don't loop, don't warp, there.
I slow the whole world down for you. If you want me to. I'll make it all up to you. If you want me to.
So that's with all the processing I did on it. But then all together,
I'll slow the whole world down for you. I'll make it all up to you. If you want me to. If you want me to. If you want me to. If you want me to.
so it was just such a perfect vocal sample for the closer of the EP, because the whole idea is like you start off with the breakup, you go through your night, you're crashing out a little bit, and then you can't sleep. It's in the song name, and then the sun's rising, you realize things are gonna get better, and you found someone better for you, and I think it all fit thematically. And then we get into the euphoric part of drop 2. Nice little build up. So we just chopped up. Oh, sound gone. Not anymore. There we go. Now we're back. So the vocal chops are chopped up even more. Build. A little bit more lower end. The saws come back. Bass. I loved the stutter where it's like the kick hits. There's a brief second of cutout. It's great. Early Millennium days for sure. Another vocal pad. This one is just singing a whole note all the way through. I stuttered it. Sounds like this originally. But that just carries over through the whole second drop. Just gives it that airiness. A little woo. Woo! And that rain sample goes through the whole song. And then at the end, we get a little downlifter. Very happy ending. Twinkly, twinkly bells. Round it off with the vocal. And then the way that I did that fade out at the end, maybe it's not the best way, it's the way I did it. I just brought the tempo down from 170 all the way down to 80. Nice. Easy. Easy. All right, now let's get into the mixing mastering session because everything's about to sound so much better. Last bit of the night. Last bit of the night. Then I'm going to go get myself some margarita salmon. Ooh, baby. I'm looking forward to that. With some Mexican street corn. Ooh. HEB just does it different. I don't know how, but they do it different. Okay. So in here, you'll see that all these stems are grouped together. They each have their little section. And each section has their own mastering chain if it decides to open up. There we go. But yeah, every little bit has a little bit at the beginning, and then the mastering chain comes in. Basically what I use is just a glue compressor, some OTT. I'll show you how I did that part in a little bit. So saturation, ozone, primarily just for some dynamic EQ and a little bit of EQ shifting. K-clip just to get it loud. Soothe. I use it ear-friendly top on master too. And then there's another one I also like, which is called Save Me from the Big Bad Mid Monster. And then finally invisible limiter at the end just to give it a last little bit of a push. And that's my master chain. But I'm going to turn this down so we don't blow out our ears. Let's see this. So much better than it was. So I render out all my stems. I drop them in here. You'll see that everything's named like UM, and then what it is. UM for me is unmixed. So leads, there's a little bit going on here. There's sidechain, lead melodies, saturation, some EQ just to cut things off. This is where I really clean up all the sounds that I've created. The ARP. I made it sound bigger. Got some saturation, some compression, some, a little bit of a gate. Auto filter just to get it to sweep at certain points. Just all things just to give it more oomph. The 80 style synth even has a little bit on it, like some lows. Beautiful. The hard thing about this project was getting all of the stems and all to match up where everything should. Because for whatever reason, when you export, not everything matches up. Timing and sample rates get changed and all that. But eventually, we got there at the end. You'll see the tempo changes 130 to 124 to 150 to 137. Everything overlaps. It's a lot. So yeah, in this one, break into Let Go is just some effects and this 80 style synth that carries over. Cypress, thank you so much for the bits again. I appreciate it. So like if I was just to play Papa. Oh, and the vocal stutters. So that primarily brings us into Let Go. But then from the Let Go session, it's just this bit. It's just some piano. And that synth that I shut off at the beginning. And then everything layers over one another. The guitar comes in. Some drums. But luckily everything together sounds so much better.
Let go.
Nice, nice. Same thing with Let Go. Some automation things at the beginning, like I wanted to give it a little lift on the EQ. The utility I like to use to bring in certain elements when I need to. So like I didn't want everything from Let Go to come in immediately on the transition. So I used that as a sweep. Let me show off drop 2 here, and I can show what this OTT is doing. So you'll see these little bars. I try to match it up so that the blue bars barely get into the soft orange region. I feel like that gives it the best amount of hold on it. Yeah, late night driving track for sure. Everything's got a little bit on it. Like the leads, some corpus. Pads, a saturator. The bass has a saturator. This bass has more distortion. Ooh, just very pretty at the end. Then we get into Moonlight. Seamless. Seamless. It's so nice to have these tracks sounding good again. You'll see there's a lot of cuts, a lot of fade outs, just everything to clean it up as much as I could. And it helps me get the best foot forward in my projects, in my opinion. From there, I really just like to group everything the same way that I do my project files. So I have my vocals at top, melodic, so piano, guitar, real instruments, real, sometimes they're real, sometimes they're not. Then we have my leads, my pads, bass, drums, and then SFX at the bottom. All color-coded, always the same. It just helps me keep track of everything. Sometimes, break is a perfect example of this. Where are we? I needed a kick swap here, so just dragged in impulse. This is where we swapped out the kick, and I just turned off this old kick. But then I used it a little bit. It's still present now in the background, just super quiet. So like sometimes I'll make slide adjustments, sometimes I'll bring in a synth or two, but nothing too crazy in this project file. If there's any heavy lifting that needs to be done edit-wise, I'll go back into the original project and then re-export the stems. Like Can't Sleep, we have all these. There's so many different cuts, so much stuff to clean up. But that's basically what went into it. That's how the EP came to be. Eventually you render everything out and you send it over to John, and John finally says that it's good, and then it comes out to you wonderful people. If y'all don't have any more questions, I think that's about all I have to show here. But if you do have more questions, I'm happy to stick around and answer them. I don't know what more I can show. How many revisions? Oh, buddy. I started the revision process with outside people besides Angela and myself. Originally in like July of 2023, I sent it over to the simulcats, and we got a few revisions from that. And then it sat on my hard drive for a while, and then come around like February of 2025, John, Kevin, and I were going back and forth nonstop. And I think those revisions lasted from February all the way to like June of this year. And then eventually got the go-ahead that the masters were done. So, like, countless. So many. Little tweaks here and there. Sometimes it's, hey, raise this snare up a dB, or this synth sounds like shit. Other times, it's just a full rework. But yeah, unlimited revisions. Please make sure this stream stays archived. I will. It won't be on this Twitch channel, but it'll be on my YouTube channel. Rocketmanwubs on YouTube. We will get that uploaded eventually. Do you love your music as much as we do? Lil Pineapple Brat. Here's the thing. I love my music when I make it. After it's done, I never want to hear it again. But I hope that what I have created is enjoyed by you. And it sounds like that's the case. It's just that I've listened to it so many times that I never want to hear it again, but I'm so incredibly proud of what I put out. This EP was a labor of love, and I'm so happy that it's done. I love it. So pleased with it. Yeah, Patrick put the YouTube channel in the chat. That's where we upload all the VODs. I think the last week's release party will be up eventually, and then this one will also get up eventually. Patrick and Parker are incredibly busy with work right now, so I don't want to overload them too much, but it will get up there. Yeah, exactly. Once it's out, it is yours, and I have so many memories and stories and all built into these songs, and it makes me think of all those every time I listen to this, which is really fun. But the other really cool thing is, now that it's out, all of you can create random memories with it, and I'll never experience those, but in a way that becomes yours, and I think that's really special. Really, really special. But yeah, go stream it. I think last I checked, we're at like actually, what am I saying? I can just check it right now. Hold on. Oh, of course, now it's not updating. Like 13K streams on Spotify. I think we're at like 7K on the YouTube upload. 1.5K on Apple Music. It's numbers I've never seen before on any of my platforms. So I'm so thankful that you guys are listening and hopefully enjoying. yeah, that's about all I got. Go follow the socials, Rocketmanwubs everywhere. You can stay updated on music, on our streams, on random things that I do. What's with the Apple Music gap? From what I've realized, electronic music on Apple Music is not super big, and also Apple Music is not as large as Spotify. So that's kind of the big reasons there. Yeah. Percentage-wise, they're all about the same as to what I would expect. So that's good. Anyways, if y'all have any more questions, feel free to hit me up on socials. I'll respond eventually. I'm not the most responsive, but I will get back. And Patrick, you can't put the same Linktree link 3 times because then it becomes one gigantic link. There you go, buddy. You got there in the end. Silly goose. Yeah, go follow the socials. We'll see you there. I think we'll be back next week. I'll have to check. My life is about to get very busy, so if I'm not here next week, hopefully the week afterwards. But we do these streams most every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Hawaii, and we go for 2 hours. 2 hours. But otherwise, thank you all for joining. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to the EP. I'm so happy it's out. I'm so happy I'm done with it. Actually, because you all stuck around, let's pull up a random song that I'm working on. What would be a fun one to do? 22 would be a good one to show off. I'll do that. Just because you're still here. Man, I'm gonna go get some grub after this. No, this is the wrong one. Hold on. Is it 21? 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Yes, this is the right one. Okay, let's make sure that this plays. And here you go. I have no clue when this will be out. It's not even done yet on my end, so just enjoy. yeah, so that'll be like maybe out in 3 years. Who knows? We'll find out. Anyways, thank you all for joining. I'll see y'all soon. Go listen to the EP. I appreciate it. Bye. I'll see you later. Go to sleep. For some of you, I can't believe that you're up right now, snipers. That's ridiculous. Go to bed. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for hanging. Later days. What is margarita salmon? It's a ready meal from HEB. It's very yummy. Bye. Gotta get out of here. Gotta go eat my salmon. Goodbye. Go home. See ya.